What if I told you that the reason your life feels stuck right now is not because God is ignoring you, but because there's something in your life quietly blocking the very blessings you're praying for? You've been asking God for change, for breakthrough, for peace, for direction, but nothing seems to happen. And slowly, a question begins to grow inside you. God, why aren't you blessing me? You see others moving forward, doors opening, prayers being answered. But you feel like you're standing in the same place, watching life pass you by. And it hurts, because deep down, you believe in God, you pray, you try. So why does it feel like heaven is silent? Here's a truth most people don't want to hear. Sometimes it's not that God is withholding blessings, it's that we are unknowingly blocking them. Not with big sins or obvious rebellion, but with a habit that looks normal, feels harmless, yet quietly weakens your faith. That habit is doubt, not just occasional doubt, but a constant mindset that whispers, "This won't work for me," or "Nothing ever changes." And without realizing it, you start expecting nothing. You pray, but you don't believe. You ask, but you assume the answer is no. You hope, but you prepare for disappointment. This is where everything changes. Faith is not just believing God exists. Faith is trusting that He will act. And when doubt becomes your habit, you slowly close the door to what God wants to do in your life. It's like being given a gift, but refusing to open it. Not because you hate it, but because you don't believe it's meant for you. That's what doubt does. God is ready to move, ready to bless, ready to guide. But your mindset keeps saying, "Not for me." Even in the time of Jesus, there were moments when miracles didn't happen. Not because He lacked power, but because people lacked faith. That shows us the issue is not God's ability, but our expectation. And this doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Everyone struggles sometimes, but there's a difference between having doubt and living in doubt. One is temporary, the other shapes your identity. And when doubt becomes your identity, it changes how you pray, how you think, and how you see your future. You stop expecting good things. You stop trusting timing. You stop believing anything can change. And slowly you settle for less peace, less joy, less growth. Not because God limited you, but because doubt convinced you to limit yourself. But here's the turning point. Instead of asking, "Why isn't God blessing me?" ask, "Have I been believing or doubting?" Because God works through faith, not fear. And faith doesn't mean having all the answers. It means trusting even when you don't. Look at your life honestly. When you pray, do you expect something to happen? When opportunities come, do you step forward with trust or hold back with fear? Your answers reveal everything. God is not waiting for you to be perfect. He is waiting for you to trust Him, not perfectly, but genuinely. Even a small shift in belief can change everything. Because when you replace doubt with faith, you begin to see, pray, and act differently. And slowly, your life begins to move differently. Doors you didn't notice begin to open. Opportunities you ignored begin to appear. Strength you didn't have begins to grow. Not because God suddenly changed, but because you did. So if you feel stuck right now, don't blame God. Look within. The habit you need to stop is not failure or weakness. It's the belief that nothing will change. And once you break that habit, everything begins to shift. You don't need a new life. You need a new mindset. Because blessings don't come when life is perfect. They come when faith replaces doubt. So today, make a decision. Stop feeding doubt. Start trusting. Start believing. Not because you feel strong, but because God is. And when you do, you'll realize something powerful. God was never holding back. You were just standing behind a door that doubt kept closed. And now, you finally opened it. Stop doubting and watch what God starts doing.